Final hour of trading. Welcome back. This board is not going to show you much as far as excitement today, but we'll get into what is moving. The market's pretty flat here. The Dow negative, the NASDAQ positive. Yeah, a bit of a pullback after record highs for Bitcoins. But, guys, let's talk about DWAC, shall we?
What's that?
We use the line, right? Because making SPACs great again, is that what's happening here?
Yeah.
A SPAC that's actually up on the day.
It's President Trump is making SPACs great again. That's the line.
If you're a trader today, this has done 438 million shares. It is up 340%. The warrants, I'm not even doing the math. The warrants, which were 50 cents or at one point 40 cents overnight, are trading at $12.50, actually more than that. And on top of that, this is now three times rejected a $50 level, pulled back into 40, and is still holding 40 on the bid. So anyways, I finally got green on the stock after 27 times going short, and I'm flat on this thing because it'll be the trade of the day, because how can it not be? Win or lose, this has been an unbelievable learning experience. I was saying this on Memes and Movers, that even if you're not trading it and you are an active trader, then sometimes you can just throw at everything else you're doing and learn from price action when you're watching something like this.
Yeah, for sure.
And to be honest, like sometimes, look, having some trades on the line does help with that, because you kind of are paying a different type of attention to it, but it's not always necessary. This is just, it's been an unbelievable ride, and it's crazy to say this, but is it really trying, 45 right now, is it really trying to break 50 again? Unreal. Unreal.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it doesn't even make any sense right now what's happening with this name. So, but anyways, yeah, we'll keep going. Thank you for joining us one more time. I just want to talk about quickly here as the NASDAQ takes out day's high right now. What a ripping day this has been. We were short here, and if you followed us on Memes and Movers, I've just been sort of shorting every single one of these pops and then taking some profit on the market. But the last time now, it didn't go. So, out the last time, and you can see every single pull down is about equal to that out right there. So we made back some decent cash because of this trade here on the triple Qs, which is the NASDAQ, but still negative on the market here today. So we'll have to watch out what's going on. But that DWAC now is still at $47 and going absolutely nuts. Palantir, I guess we should have held that, but this could have been the trade of the day as well. We talked about this early, breaking this. Yep, it's up to 25. Hell yeah, Palantir. Talking about breaking this level here, 24.25. Had that, and then we just got out again when it started to sort of barcode up here, and we're like getting out in front of 75. Well, now you're seeing this up to $25. That was a good one. One more trade here that we have on board to talk about, which would be LVS. Still on the short side. We were talking about getting out if it broke there. Should have gotten more short into this name, but of course, all afternoon we were doing some videos on Shiba Inu. We were doing some videos on crypto, so that'll be released over the weekend. But for right now, I'm still looking to short LVS if we get back up here, and it's the only position I have on right now. But we will put some more on. I just can't. On the corner of my eye, I have this up, and I can't stop looking at it because waiting for the time for it to fall.
I didn't even know Palantir got to 25 today. I missed Coinbase going to breaking 300 just now. It's like I can't stare away from this thing. And we'll get to other stocks here, but Brendan's got something, because it's interesting. Like I said, I joke making SPACs great again, but there's other things moving in the market today, right?
No,
true. Other things moving in the SPAC world as well. Shout out to Chamath, getting some love here for both this one, guys, IPOD, and if I flip over to IPOF as well, actually doing more volume. They've done absolutely nothing for months. So the DWAC effect is widespread.
So just so everybody knows, like we were talking about IPOD, and Rob asked us if that was an Apple stock because of iPod. So that was funny.
We're an education show.
Something's happening. Okay, yeah, right? So we were educating Rob on that one, and we told him yes, it was, and so now he's invested in iPod. So good job there, Rob. We kidding around, but IPOD, another Chamath.
But hey, it'd be fun to imagine large companies spinning off things like. But
would love.
Although I mean, I
would love for that to happen.
Spin something else off, not that. Look, like I said, there's been a lot of things that have happened in the market that I flat out, I'll admit, man, I just missed out on. Someone asked my opinion on IBM, and I was like, it's embarrassing to say this, but like I had every intention of looking at IBM today and just flat out didn't. Now, I got absolutely run over on Tesla today, and I do, like you're gonna see that I'm short 8.99. If you didn't watch the morning show, there's nothing impressive about that, because I mean, I was short at an average of 868. When 70 broke, I was short at an average of 883 and change. When 890 broke, took those hits. And then when it got to 900, I took my third shot at it. And even then, it has managed to resist bouncing off VWAP and is at 895. So, I mean, Tesla's been ridiculously strong. I'm happy about it being a Tesla bull, but today came in thinking that Tesla was going to be weak after most times running into resistance and pulling back on earnings. Not the case today, although worth noting it's barcoding. If you're hanging around this 95 level, still has a chance to maybe get down back to VWAP, right? Might consider taking it out because running out of time at the end of the day here. And of course, DWAC holding above 45. Like I just joked, could it be headed to 50? Well, it got up to 48. Now it's trying to pull back a little bit here. If 50 breaks, well, I mean, 50's already broken, so 52 is the current high. If that breaks, I'm trying to convince myself there's a chance that it could actually make another like 10% run from that price. It doesn't seem possible, but I'm trying to convince myself that it is.
So I already just did convince myself. So we're long right now on this name. We took the long at 47. It's going down. Again, this is just enough shares that, if it does go to 50 again, that we won't even get out. We'll wait to see if it does take out this tick high, which is 52, basically, right on the nod is what I'm showing, 52. So we'll take some shares now. Obviously, this is not going to be a day ruiner. We're positive today, so this is not going to affect us at all. But I do want to get out if we break down basically below this 45 area in and around here. We'll get out. Small little risk here. We're positive on the name today. Obviously, we've talked about that. I still can't believe we were long 11 and change there, and we tried the top break there at 50. Didn't work on the short side. We should have gone long, but we got out there. That's a quick hit. But we're very positive on this name today. Like Neil was saying, battled it. I was lucky enough to have this long and then a couple longs in here as well, but it's cashed out. And no diamond hands for this guy. But right now, we're going to try to hold it to see if we get back up to 50. May take a piece out if we do get to 50. I mean, that would be a $4 win or $3 winner. I don't know if that's going to come through right now, but that's still 10%. We'll see if that can happen, but we'll try to hold some for sure. And then we do have an average in price coming through as well. So let's see what happens here on DWAC. The party's not over, man, until that bell rings. And then even when that bell rings, guess what's going to happen aftermarket?
It just starts again.
This thing's going to start popping like crazy aftermarket, but unfortunately, Neil and I do have to be flat. I think this is a candidate for a monster run after hours today, just because everything will dry up. And like you said, Neil, we're 20x the free float right now. It's 22 million. We're at 444, basically exactly on the knot there. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with DWAC. But I'm just going to hold this flyer and see if we can fly with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all it's been doing, and I think that's what you got to do. Like, if you can structure your trades, right? So as long as you can find, good entries, good targets, good exits, you can play this in either direction. Although I'll say this, having done it a few times today, if you're short, it's really, really tricky. Like it just hasn't been easy. It took me half the day to figure out how to actually be a little bit more, I guess, picky with entry points. Otherwise, like you think everything is a top, and sort of sometimes waiting is what you got to do. We're asked a question about IBM, and I can't believe you're going to get a chance at 120, this 125 area here. I mean, that's. Like really? Like they didn't cut a dividend or anything like that? Like nothing too big has changed. But anyways, so you're going to get an opportunity there. It's getting beaten up, certainly old tech, it can happen. But at the end of the day, I mean, realistically, it feels like this is going to be an opportunity the next couple of days on IBM. I'm just going to get to Coinbase very quickly here because it got below 300. It's been testing, trying to get back above. As I see, Bitcoin just got back above 63,000. So decent chance it's going to hold a bid above 300. And then once we do that, I'm thinking maybe like a 301 entry with a 300 stop kind of thing, just to see if it gets a bit of a rebound. I'll track spot prices. I'd want to make sure that we're above 63 the entire time. But Coinbase trying to make a nice little bounce here. The first bounce off 300 was the one that you had to have. But famously this morning, I did not re-enter the short trade. I shorted it twice, had a tight stop at the high of the day, accidental long, and then got out flat, but did not re-enter at that 315 price that I liked. So, that's pie in my face. Any guesses what I was doing at that time? You're right. I was shorting Tesla and trading DWAC because that's what I've been doing all day.
So we just got a nice move there. I told you we weren't going to take the profit. It only went about $1.50 in the money for us here on DWAC. So we'll wait to see if that can continue its move to the high side. Right now, we do have an offer out just ahead of 50. So if it does make another run up, I'm hoping that we'll be able to get that fill and then hold the rest for that home run through 50 and beyond, as they say. If you have kids, you know what that's about. Into infinity and beyond for VWAC, or DWAC right now, VWAP. Okay, DD, let's check out DD. Like DD again, guys. I mean, a completely missed opportunity for your boy here, but I don't know. What are we supposed to do about it? I mean, I wish. Oh yeah, wish. We could have about contact logic as well. Let me just show you here our note there. And this is when we did the other hand. Neil was talking about a short that never came through, so you didn't have to worry about it. And then my long break actually broke. And then we're talking about that 9. And then, I thought it was great news on China, but there it is right there. Also, the LVS short we talked about. We talked about Palantir and Neo as well on today's sticky note. So there it is. And then you're going to say, well, okay, so long 9. So maybe, probably you took it and maybe you didn't win. But no, this is the long 9 right here. So holler at that trade all the way up to 985. I believe Marlon and a few of you others had this on the chat as well. So congratulations, anybody that did have DD. And there it goes right to the moon off that $9 call. But here's the LVS short that we talked about. We were not expecting this. So when it happened twice, we were like, Merry Christmas to that one as it touched up to 39.50 and then just fell right back down. Let's see if LVS has weakness here into the close. As the S&P 500, I believe they were saying looking to close at all-time highs. I don't know what number that has to be, but for right now, we're focused on DWAC, we're focused on LVS, and we're going to look for some more opportunities. AMC is very near key level as well, down 3.5.
So just for those, I made a comment in the chat just now about the warrants, right? So what I wanted to say is there's the warrants. If you actually watch the tape of this, it's a ton of quote stuffing and an even more ridiculous percentage of dark prints that are going through on this. So I doubt there's a lot of active traders that are preferring to trade this due to liquidity concerns and probably the gamesmanship that's been happening. There's been sometimes divergence between the halts, although it did start to get uniform. I think there was one time that one halted and the other hadn't actually done it yet. It was a bit of a delay, but from the rest of the standpoint, they had been following one another. I just think it's a much riskier game to be to trade those. Now, obviously, if you've held them from in the morning or overnight, you've gotten a better return. But as a trading vehicle, yeah, a little bit risky, guys. So I might have said that Tesla wasn't doing anything. It just broke down a little bit here. Now, it's 45 minutes till the close. If I'm still staring at this above VWAP, I'll probably move my target into like 888 or 890 or so if we get a little bit closer to the close. For now, I'm still thinking we have a chance at a deeper retrace, and I am sitting at about 884 here, trying to get a win off this 900. If you get a 900 short and it touches that and rejects it, 900 is the literal high of the day. So you're going to want to sit on this trade a little bit longer. I have taken profit out, hours or so ago, and now we're just waiting for the close to come in. But it's a DWAP world, and everyone's just sort of DWAC world, and everyone's just living in it as it continues to churn through volume. And if you think about some of the let's talk about like a Camber Energy early in its move. How you could tell that it had a bit of staying power and it was crazy, or
thanks, man.
Neo sometimes when it was making big moves, or even AMC at times. The sheer notional volume that it would do, not at the beginning of the day, but at the ridiculous highs, right? Like you're now churning through volume at 4.5 times what it was this morning, what it closed at yesterday. So it's ridiculous how much buying's up here without it flushing, and it's capitulated several times without managing to hold a bid. Like it's a key thing here, and that's why we might still be talking about this and trading this heavily tomorrow and next week, because you see that volume like this, and it's telling you something, right? There's still buyers here, and we can actually locates are free, by the way. That means that day traders are trying to short this thing with impunity. Can't you tell? Right? So this thing is not going anywhere, and that's why we're going to have to keep talking about it.
Yeah, a couple of shorts there. So Beyond Meat right now just comes out with, it's actually BTIG. It moved the needle, but obviously not enough here. So BTIG saying that there is a chance that McDonald's goes nationwide with the PLT. We've talked about that over and over again. That's the McPlant. Plant, lettuce, tomato there, PLT. So I don't know. We'll see if this story gets any major coverage or not. But I'll take this out. The market, now it's coming back to the downside. But let's just see what this means. Maybe we get some sort of like an intraday, not an upgrade, but someone comes in and buys this thing. So we'll see if it tests 109.50 one more time. We'll take it. But otherwise, I'm not going to average it. I don't know what this means to the stock. you got to wait for some sort of analyst to come out and say something. So we'll see if it's 109.50 there, but just on watch as we do have a stop order to go on that. You were just talking about DWAC. Whack, or else I'd be looking at it right now because I still have that position. I'm long right now flat. Unbelievable that I'm flat. It's just dancing around 47. Oh, here comes the move to the downside now. Okay, so we can watch that. We just took another fill right there at 45, so we get the 45 fill. My average price now 46.20. So with that being said, if we go back now to 47 and change, I think we can take out a piece now. So we'll see if it gets back upside to here. Remember, if it breaks through 40, what was my stop order? Hold on. Let me just double check. I mean, things are changing so much here. Breaks through 44, then we're going to get out because, again, we just took an average price, so we do have more shares now. Again, not enough to do anything to our net. Well, whatever, you lose, you lose. But we'll see here, seeing if it can come back to the upside. We're taking one more shot here. It is going to die at some point, which is why maybe it is, but if it does, that's why I have the stop order there, because I don't need something to happen here at 43 where bang, someone markets it down and we're at 37, because then all of a sudden the day goes real negative real fast on that kind of a trade. So we're going to wait to see here. I will take a piece out at 47 if it comes back up off of that print, and then we'll see what happens to the high side. We're still waiting for that. Here we go. There it is right there. So we'll spin down a little bit of money on that average in, as right now DWAC going back to the high side right now. So let's see where we get this fill on DWAC. But for right now, we're going over to BWIC.
All right, a couple other things moving, guys, here as we head towards the close. A couple things actually reporting today. Intel, first off, trying to get back to day highs. Just had a nice little volume spike up there to 55.75. And this one as well. Look at Socket Mobile today. SCKT pushing 20% on the day, guys, ahead of earnings.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. We were talking about some of these things like during lunchtime, and I sort of felt that just watching what happened to like Lam Research, and I kind of felt like Intel was going to be a move to the downside. And maybe it's like a chance to pick some up in the next couple of days or so because it might print to the downside. Well, we'll see what happens heading towards those highs. Now, Moderna here, because someone asked about this one in the chat, and Moderna's on some interesting levels, right? You got the positive news about the boosters, and it's up 2% on that news. But you are going to see these levels start to come in. Like for now, 340 for a couple of days. Above that, you guys all know about the resistance at 350 on Moderna, and then it's got a lower high here at 344. But the rejections to break higher on this stock are probably going to get a bit concerning. At least if it sets you up for obviously some jailbreak trades to the long side, but certainly for some shorting opportunities. This late in the session. I mean, you look at a 344 for a potential clean break. Sorry, a 340 for a potential clean break with the market on its highs. It does give you that. It does give you that chance. Just understand when I show you that 15-minute chart, there's resistance $4 higher, and VWAP down here, which if you call it like 38 support, that's 2-to-1 maybe on a break on a stock that I think has been bearish for a while. So I don't love that setup personally. If it gets through that higher level, like 44s and 50s, I think Moderna has a better chance to sustain a move if it can get above those prices. Hard to take that break, but it kind of looks good, obviously, when you just check out that chart. Tesla is still at that 893 level, of course.
I hit the home run button because Microsoft, again, thanks for pointing that out, guys. A new all-time high, and the champ is in the building, man. I mean, I just think Microsoft is the champion here over the last little while. No matter what you say, we can look at a firm and say, that move is huge. Yes, it is, but it's a different beast, man. It's a different beast than Softy, right? I mean, this is a company that's been around for longer than you guys have, for sure, I would think. I don't know, maybe. But, straight to the upside, a company that's, making moves, making money moves there. What up, Cardi B? All the way to the upside, 310.50 right now just gets taken out. Well, that is where we're at. We're at all-time highs right now, 310.35. Every tick higher than 35 is a new all-time high for Mr. Softy, and it just continues to go. This is why it is the number 2 holding in my portfolio. Oh, we did talk about JP Morgan. Number 1 is Google. We did talk about JP Morgan and some of the banks today, so I did want to see what was happening in bank world today. I thought we had ticked pretty high, and then when the market was getting crushed there, this is what happened, and now sort of hovering around, not doing a lot. Okay, so just noticing that I'm trying to think about some things for tomorrow. Like if we put 168.70 or so as a bottom, so I do want to watch out for JP Morgan there. I think banks are going to work in a higher interest rate environment. So the fact that we're down that 0.85, I think is again another buying opportunity for JP Morgan. I can't really. Okay, the day chart doesn't look too too bad. Any dips back down into VWAP needs to be bought. So if that can happen, that'd be great. You did a nice dip down there. I sold at 156 in here, but right down there to 160 and change. Now a move to the high side for JP Morgan. I did get out of a little bit of that and rotated into PaySafe. We talked about that, but that's probably about a flat trade right now. So yeah, JP Morgan still looking to take out tops, all-time tops of 172. We're not too far away.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to come back to it because look, it's still going. Look, you're going to get a consolidation higher. We're not really testing. And so what happened when it broke this 50 level, just for those of you, if you weren't watching the stock at the time, it capitulated on several 50 breaks, trying to get through 51, and then started to really flush. It then made one last-ditch effort, shot up, wicked up, and then I'm telling you, like this candle here when it got to 52 was about the biggest drop I've seen in a book since things like the flash crash. Like trying to get shorts on that move down, when it broke 50, went to 52, and the first price I was looking at to short was $49. So it was not like it's $3 just in a vacuum, it died. And then since then, 49 to 50 has been that high. If it doesn't retest that in the next few minutes, I think the only chance it has of breaking it is, like we said, in the aftermarket. And I'm starting to get to the point where, look, it might give you some breaks, like a 45 break for a momentum trade. 40 if it ever could break. 40 is really resistive. 40 if it ever could break could be just one of those quick in and out. It breaks that level. You just try to get a short. Probably ridiculously hard to get liquidity. But those types of things start to come into play the closer you get to the close, because that's a quick in and out, as opposed to trying to hold on to it too long, which could get a bit dicey. I'm still looking for the Coinbase long. You know, I note that we're still barely holding above 63,000, at least when I check Binance over there. And we're barely squeezing above 300. So the downside of this move, and you can't really, come on, let's scroll up so you can see the volume here. The problem is volume is really not picking up off the bottom here. You get the market breaking out and making highs, Bitcoin making a bit of a move back up, and Coinbase is sort of trying to grind higher on low volume, which maybe doesn't set up quite as nicely as I liked, you know, about 5-10 minutes ago for that long. I'm still going to look for it. I'm not really seeing it as much as we did before. Tesla is still showing signs of weakness here, despite the fact that we are, Sean pointed out a Microsoft, but this is the NASDAQ breaking through the high of the day. This is the ES also breaking through the high of the day. So the overall context is, regardless of everything that we've shown you here today that's moving, you know, we're up 0.5% in both markets, I do believe. The Dow, in just the NASDAQ, the ES is green. The Dow's probably close to flat based on what I just saw of the ES. But Brendan, good day so far.
Yeah, definitely. Here comes another one for you. SPAC world in full effect today. TDAC, which is Trident Acquisition Corporation. They're taking lottery.com public. So they were talking about some Q3 results for lottery.com today, but another SPAC going, guys.
They're back in fashion.
Like I don't even, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, often not really lost for words, but I mean, some of these SPACs just continue to get, I mean, is lottery.com an investable name? Like, I don't even know. Like, there's so much money that is just spewed into a lot of these SPACs that I don't even know which ones are investable anymore or not. Like, it's just crazy. Like, you know, I made a play on BarkBox. That hasn't worked. You know about PaySafe as well. You were just talking about iPod earlier there, Brendan. And, you know, even DraftKings and some of these other names. I mean, let alone the EV space. My eyes are up here because I'm looking at some hot lists. But, you know, even some of those, like, I don't even know where to start with some of those. But that's why, and again, you know, that brings me to this point here about this. And some of you traders are saying on here, and I agree with you, maybe this is real, man. Maybe this Trump media thing is going to be real. And if he runs for election again in 2024, you know, this could be a thing, and there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I believe in this. So I'm not trying to sit here and say this is coming to the downside. I don't know. It's just when you have parabolic moves like this on volume, you know, there's a chance that at some point someone cashes out of a lot of shares. There's only 22 million shares free float. So it's not like hedge funds or anything like that. This is why it's a little different than an AMC where, you know, someone's going to get blown out. I don't actually know if anybody is short this name or not.
Here's what I'll say.
Other than Neil, who's covered.
Like, yeah, but here's what we can also say about this, right? Like, for everything that people can talk about, yeah, it's going to capitulate, going to flush. GameStop still trades at $181.
What was that?
The GameStop still trades at $181.
Oh, right.
Like, does anyone actually think that the fundamental value, what fundamentals, or that it should be trading at 181 based on anything rational or logical? So, it's one thing to say, look, I've been shorting DWAC all day long, and I can't find my way into a long since about 40 or so. And look, that just doesn't mean that it has to flush. It means a lot of people think it will. And if it does start to come down, yes, it could drop 50% in a matter of minutes. It could have multiple halts. We've seen that happen before. So definitely, I think people should always consider taking profit when they have the opportunity to. You never went broke doing it. But the notion that, okay, well, everybody is crazy that thinks something like this can't stand up. Well, I thought that about GameStop and AMC, and here we are. Those are at prices that I can't even fathom. Look, just other things have happened in the market. I'll get back to Sundial because there was a Tilray. If you guys remember, there was, of course, the Tilray discussion about a potential deal that they wanted to buy Sundial. That spiked it up to 74, 75. It's since has essentially come all the way back.
All the way back. Yeah. So I was talking about DWAP under my breath there. So there it is, like all the way back. So, we just, oh God, and now all the way up to, see? So there you go. So we were just talking about being scared a little bit there and getting out because we thought that this break might trigger a downward move, and that doesn't even happen. It goes right back again. So out 44 there, almost even 44, and now you're seeing it straight back to the high side there. So there you go, man. Like hold this if you want. Like I basically just flattened out this trade. Like I waited a half hour for nothing, but that's what happens when you use stop orders, and I'm not going to obviously change the way I trade, but wow, maybe this thing does break higher, man. Just making sure I don't have any orders pending or anything like that for this trade, so we'll watch out there as I just get out at 44 and it risks back to 47, so yeah. Oh well, we'll wait to see where that one goes. I did want to talk. I don't know, do you have something to say about this?
No, someone was like, "Yeah, Neil, how you doing? How you're holding your Tesla short all day long?" So just so you know, I've never, at least I think I've never. I'm pretty sure I've never actually held something like this the entire way through. I always have an out when I'm shorting, and sometimes it's going to look ridiculous, but it's like in stop. This time I don't get stopped out. Like if you hold it the entire way, you're going to lose 2-3x. On a move like that. There is a way to be more nimble, and I probably could have even lost half of what I did if I was a little bit more patient with it. But every time that I'm deploying a counter trend strategy, I always have stops, and I always stick to them. And then you know what happens sometimes when you do that? I'll go right back over to Coinbase. I had a stop, I stuck to it. There was a re-entry that I didn't take, and then this will happen to you. The price of limiting losses when you make trades is that sometimes it costs you the chance to hang on to a monster winner, right? That's the cost of doing business when you trade. If you're on DWAC and you were just taking profit, which I think is a perfectly reasonable thing to do, well then maybe you had like a $12 break and you're like, oh yeah, $20, I took mine out. Well, the cost of being disciplined in doing that is that it goes to 50. But the day that it doesn't break 20, and that's the high, it capitulates and goes back to 10, well, you've won on that day. So you just find the strategy that works for you, although I never suggest like just averaging into like oblivion. Like have an idea what your out is, and if it stops you out, it stops you out. And if you see another entry point, then take it. And if it stops you out, it stops you out. Just trade within your own, I guess, risk parameters, and then that's how you end up growing here. Because I'm learning a ton watching DWAC today.
Look, everybody has their own risk limits, right? And so we don't talk about share size, but like none of those are like full position. Like because if Neil's gonna take 1,000 shares of Tesla, you're not gonna lose $5. Like there's certain, and again, it's not saying about our risk limits, just your own. You gotta have targets in there, right? And if you're planning on averaging in and things like that, then you sort of gotta, I mean, we always preach risk management, but it's ultimately about your own book. And on that note,
they hate this Pinterest deal, man.
Oh yeah, PayPal still. Yeah, so I did buy more PayPal today on that because our last price was $460. I wish 460 as I stare at this. Our last price was what is PayPal at even now? I'm all over myself.
This was like
right here, 260. Sorry, now it's 244. So we're gonna watch out for PayPal going here. I just did take another long here at 46. So we're gonna wait to see if we crack below that 44 one more time, then that will be the end of that one. I'm actually tightened it up to 45 now. We'll take $1 hit on this just to see if it does bounce around. I still think this bottom could hit. But we're positive today, man. We don't have any negative stocks except for the Qs, which we shorted early, and that got
Tesla's
railroaded as well. Tesla negative for
not DWAC.
for Neil, and not DWAC. So, all right, let's go over to Brendo.
For those keeping score, guys, I'll show you a chart here of the SPX. So this is the index. Futures are a little bit different, it's worth noting. But welcome back. Hasn't been that long, but welcome back to all-time highs, guys, for the S&P 500.
It is. There it is. I guess that 4,100 that I mentioned didn't come through, but at least we were able to buy a little bit there in that first week in October, like we mentioned. So I'm almost not all cash deployed, but pretty close to it right now. I'm still waiting for some earnings to come through and see if we can pick up, a weakness like an Apple on weakness again or a Microsoft on weakness. But the one thing I want to say about holding something like a DWAC, as long as you have these blue chips in your portfolio, then you're going to be, darn it, I hate that on our daily charts. Then you're going to be fine. Like AMD again right now at all-time highs, just one more time. It did spike up on just craziness up to 122, but this is good enough for me back to all-time highs. I told you I'm not selling any of this name at all. AMD's been like a core in the portfolio for a very, very long time. So we're going to hold on to that. And there goes DWAC again, taking out that 45. Okay, so this time we actually get out at 45, and it looks like that might be the right call as we were starting to go to the downside. What happens if we break 40 now today, guys? So that's another thing that, I'm just worried about it. I didn't want to be long this name. Right now, we're just sort of firing darts, right? I mean, that's what we're doing at this name. So we'll just keep on doing that. But I'm very, very nervous about this 40 break. I think you guys should be as well. You can always reload this thing, man. If it cracks 40, we could be on the way to the downside here. So you may want to watch that. And again, everyone's responsible for their own trades, but that's a level to watch out for as it's cracking, and that's why we got out at 45 there, guys. Worth taking a dollar risk. It's now down to 42 and change or 43 and change, so watch out here for DWAC. And then the other thing I want to talk about quickly was AMC, because I did tease that before, and I don't know what happened. I think a lot of traders ignored AMC today and stopped buying dips and moved over to where the volume is, and so AMC today on sale, man. Like if you think that AMC is a good value here, I still think that this 36 area has been supported really nicely. So today, I believe this is just a function of what the market's doing, and you're just going to have people not looking at AMC today, therefore not defending some of these levels that they had before. Right. So AMC down here to 38 has some possibilities for a swing trade long. But DWAC probably will be on everyone's mind tomorrow as well. So AMC could continue further falling, but I believe that this was a direct result today of the eyes changing over to the other name.
Yeah, and I love the thought process of a lot of people in the chat where I saw some people saying, hey man, like watch Twitter get knocked a little bit here. And maybe that was an opportunity. Like there's entirely a chance, because I wasn't watching this all day long, that every single time you had a parabolic spike up, in DWAC, that maybe you saw Twitter, something like Twitter fall to the downside. I don't really know. I noticed that it was down 1%. So that's the kind of thing worth exploring, right? Snapchat too, or whatever it might be. It's certainly worth it. But I see PHUN here. According to Brendan, it's like there was an old article, which I guess a partnership between them and the Trump campaign, which is resurfacing. And I think that's the genesis of this spike, if that's what I understand correctly. I mean, this one, I don't know. Like we can go short this. I just sort of feel like a move like that, this is not going to matter, the 50 period moving average. It just stalled right at $1.50. I think a psychological level is going to be a little bit more important because it's a pure momentum play at this point. So, I mean, 150 looks solid. There's really not a heck of a lot on the offer. I thought I saw someone in the chat say that there was a wall up here, which I didn't like. I wouldn't constitute, it's done 17 million shares. I wouldn't constitute that as a wall. Maybe there was size before, and then it got to 51, it broke it and has reemerged. If that's the case, that's pretty bearish. Like if there was like a few million shares on the offer at 50, it broke it, came right back and is now holding, that would be pretty bearish. But I didn't see that myself. So I don't want to go out and assume that if someone, if that was true, I think it would be pretty good for 48, 49 short, take out the high of the day, and then essentially your risk to reward's pretty solid. View up at 130 here. Even if it just comes to like a 35, 36, you got yourself a winning trade. I might take a shot at it 47, 48. There's not a heck of a lot else happening that I'm in love with right now, other than if DWAC gets to 50 or 40, those are the levels that interest me. Tesla's right back at 95, so it got to 93, back to 95. I might have to take this one out a little bit shy of what I'd like to get on the stock. Obviously Tesla didn't work out for me, but hey, if you're a Tesla bull today, I don't think you could have asked for anything better than for it to have a hard rejection at 880, which is the monster level on the daily chart, sell off on earnings like a lot of other tech names have done. I'll put it in that bucket. Hold 850 and then just go gangbusters and be as strong as it is today. I mean, if we get to look at 900 on Tesla tomorrow for a potential break, if we get to look at 1,000 in a week or two, I mean, that's just absolute gold for a trader and all the Tesla bulls out there. Maybe not for Michael Burry, although I think he's out of his short, if memory serves.
Don't get me started.
He's out of his short, though. Correct.
Of course he, I mean, whatever. I mean, these guys, like, honestly, you follow these bears, man, you're just going to get eaten alive, honestly. Okay, so right now, all right, so I'm going to take this long on Foon here. Apparently, there are some articles circulating that, thanks to Brendan for this one, that, there was some sort of a partnership possibly with, I don't know, is this Fun? I guess Funware. It's called Phunware. So I don't know. Again, I apologize. I don't know the proper pronunciation of this company. But it is a possibility here, apparently a possibility that there is some sort of a connection there. So if they're using the software or whatever, then that's enough for a bump for me. So we'll wait. And this is a 151 high. So you break through 150, man, we're taking this. So we're going to take this through 150. And then just to look back here, where is my 1 minute chart? We'll find that in a minute. Oh, there we go. Are we long? Yes, so now we're long on Funware, Funware. We'll wait to see here. Where's my 1 minute chart? That's a 20. That's a 1 day. There's my 1 minute right here. So you could see, I don't really have too many levels. I think we could give this one a dime probably there. So we'll give this one a dime to 140 or so and see if it takes off, man. We'll make a little bit of money back here that we lost on that DWAC. And we'll go long here on Foon. So let's see if it can keep going. We just zoomed back to show you guys on the daily chart how far this thing can go. We did have some tops back there at 175. So I'm going to put an offer at 170 and just see if it picks me up at that point. Not everything, maybe half or so, and then that'll be a great trade for me if that does come through. So right now we are long on this break, and here we go, guys. So a nice one, making back some of that money that we gave up. 59 just held. I may change my mind and get out some at 59 already.
Yeah, that was the quickest 3 cents on Foon. Someone just said 1.2 billion market cap on DWAC. Yeah, I guess that maybe that's true. No, I think it's more than that.
Boom.
1.6 billion market cap, I think, is the actual truth on DWAC right now. But I see the 175 as well. To me, like if I'm going to play off these levels, it's 175. I won't do anything until it gets to that price. Coinbase still has time, and I might now take my shot at it because whoops, that's the daily chart. Sorry, guys. That actually broke 302, now trying to hold up on a bit of a dip up to 301. So I wanted to see it hold a bit above, and then I can use 300 as support. So this is my first chance to be able to do it on Coinbase. So I was waiting patiently for this, and it's not 350 yet.
Look at Foon.
Wouldn't put this on if it was.
Just come here for it quickly, and we'll just show you Foon quickly. There it is, man. Yes, sir. We'll run that money up to 175, up to 178, and just still going to the upside. 180 now, 182, 183. Let's go, Foon. Let's go, Brendo.
I'm expecting to hear about some tie-up between how Trump now use drones as well, guys, because UAVS, the latest one, to pop up. This is that drone company, so we'll keep looking, but big volume spike there for UAVS.
Oh, hells to the yes, sir. Bang on Foon. Let's go Foon time here. Probably mispronouncing this, but I'm having a Foon time trading this all the way up to 190, man. 150 to 190. Let's go. Hold my beer, DWAC, as we trade some Foon right now. So nice little move to the upside. Thank you to Mr. Wickens for that one. I always talk about the most valuable member here, and it's hands down Maggie and then Brendan, because, this news there, what a great story. He popped it in our chat. I could literally show you our chat. It was 6 minutes ago. Like he had this right easy. There, 150, bang to the upside. We only got 30% left. A nice out at 190 there on Fun. So good trade, man. We're having a lot of fun right now today. Let's go, Trader TV Live. Is there anything more real than what we are doing right here? I dare you to find something. Double dare you. Squid Game.
Yeah, I mean, that was an unbelievably great move because when the overall exuberance on the long does that and you get a parabolic move, it's just usually going to present you with an even sharper pullback, and that's exactly what happened when it rejected 185. And I was seeing DWAC do this as well. where it would get to these levels, would make a huge move to the upside. It's like, bam, it's going. And then you would just see the bid stop chasing it a little bit. You would just see like the tape weaken. And then you'd be able to get liquidity. You'd be able to get shares, which I got at 185. And then it's like right back, 81, 77, 76. At this point, it allows me to get right back what we lost. And then if it falls even further, that's fantastic. Like as a day trader, these are the things that you want to look for. Like I was just sitting there, I wasn't even looking at my camera, guys. I was just sitting there staring at the tape, and that's what you got to do sometimes. So the second I saw that excitement, I was like, I know that move. Look right over at the tape. I'm like, usually that's a pretty good sign that it just got pumped and stopped a lot of people out, and the reversal is pretty good because ultimately these things that go up can come down. So Foon, it gives you fun in both directions, down 185 to 168. So Brendo, thank you for this one. It's been a blast in both directions.
It's been a Foon one.
Just checking on this drone news, guys, this UAVS. There's this article that's floating around right now. Apparently, Apple has filed a patent request for drone networking technology, whatever that is. Apparently, AG Eagle, which is UAVS, their CEO was just on a podcast talking about some positivities as well. So could have caused that little spike, guys, for UAVS.
Oh, man, this is just like, what honestly, like, wow. So this is, again, you know, I set that challenge out, and I know it's fun now, so we get that it's fun. But what
It is funware?
Apparently, people are saying it's fun. So,
Okay,
I mean, we're having a lot of fun anyways today. What a big trade that was, man. Like 150 up to 190, 185, like 30 cents right there, man. Let's just see where this goes now. Obviously, it's slowed down. We only have 20% left, but wow, just, you know, over the moon on this one, guys, here today as it just continues to crack, higher there. And it's coming down, but that was a great trade up to 190. Good thing we did get out of that, holding 20% now, back to 140. You know, we get out at 140, and that's the end of that story. But wow, made back that DWAC money. Oh, yeah, and by the way.
DWAC 42.
Yeah, DWAC right now. So this is what I'm saying, man. Other names start to go, and people forget. So there it comes, man. This name right back down to the downside. So, you know, once the retail names or traders are gone, I feel like, you know, they're switching games up. So, I mean, make that money there and then turn over here and make that money again. So great trading there. Hopefully you guys were able to get that. Either you were short or long. A good opportunity on either one of those. We are going to wait now for the imbalances to come out as LVS right now just still cruising. Still 70 cents in the money, so we're punching LVS in the mouth right now. And then we will wait again. I want to buy some LVS at some point, just debating LVS or win. And so we're going to wait for that. You know what else is going? Oh, did we already talk about EAR? I think Brendan mentioned something about EAR. EAR's starting to go now. So I hear that this stock is a good one.
I remember.
We're going to wait to see now, though, where it goes as EAR starting to go back up to the upside. A nice little bump up right there again. So who knows, man? But here's 40% and running. If you look at a daily chart for EAR, it's just been, I almost feel like there's something, like I missed something on this day. This might have been a 3-for-1 or something because it's 22 down to 7. So there might have been something there, or this is just a bad press release. But there we go, man. EAR was just $6. Now you're at 10. So let's go.
Yeah, and look, there's a lot of names that are certainly moving. I did get that Coinbase. I'm going to put a tighter stop on it because it's getting close to the end of the day. I don't know if I can go 301 or 300. I'm going to tighten it up to 301 just because I don't want to get caught with this. But the DWAC, it's hard not to watch this come back into $40 here. There are levels on a chart, and then there's what $40 was the first time it came down here, which was an unbelievable long. It was just like it touched that price and was screaming away from it. It was insane. So as it comes through here, if it breaks this, I would not be shocked to have it immediately go either halting through or maybe testing at least like 37 or so. And if it bounces off this again, it'll be 44, 45 in a heartbeat. Because a lot of people, like if it does a fail break and traps shorts, like it's going to absolutely jailbreak to the upside because people have this short sale like I covered and I didn't get back in. But lots of people are just sitting there holding, waiting for it to capitulate. And if they're day traders, well, I mean, day traders have to be flat at the end of the day. So to that extent, if that's a lot of the shorting that's going on, there might be some covering. So if it doesn't break this 40 level, I would be overly concerned. I'm not in it, not thankfully. It would be a winner if I was in the short, but I'm no longer taking the 40 break. It's a little bit late in the day for a move like that. And if it's a fail, the risk to reward is not quite good enough to me because if it doesn't break and you get into position here, I just think you're losing $5 in a heartbeat. and I'm not looking to make that kind of a play. I think I was fortunate enough to be able to find a way to get back green on this stock, and there's just no chance I'm throwing it away at the end of the day.
Yeah, let's just quickly talk here about Ethereum. Let's just call up a 1-minute chart, just because it's been a wild day for Ether. As you know what? See, there's something wrong. I have to reload this, man. Ever since I switched over to Coinbase, like I can't even move. There we go. It just takes forever. Like I can't even move this over. There it is. I think it is Chrome. I'm gonna have to reset this bad boy at some point. But okay, so. I mean, I actually restarted my PC last night. So here we go. Anyways, let's just talk about this. Ethereum, a nice all-time high break again today, or close enough to it, man, 43.74. I think the old high, and again, depending on what exchange you're on there, I'm not going to push my chart back because I've just told you, simply not working. You know, so right there, 43, it touches the all-time high and then drops about 10%. So you're going to see some of these odds up here, or some of these percentages up here, 5%, 5% for BTC. And I believe Ethereum is very much the same today, if not down a little bit more than that, because we did touch that all-time high. But the good news about all this is we're bouncing off 4,000. So long story short, Ethereum still holding up here, as is Bitcoin at 63,000. But we do expect pullbacks. I mean, you don't make all-time highs and then you can just continue to go, or do you? We'll wait to see what Bitcoin has. This should be a very, very interesting weekend. Let's go to
Sunday's gonna be nuts, yeah.
Yeah, let's go to Brendan quickly, and then we'll get back.
All right, a few more things coming out, guys, as we head towards close here on this Digital World Acquisition Corporation. We were wondering a little bit earlier in the day, you know, if there's an app, A, and B, when it would see the light of day. They're saying a beta version, beta launch unveiling, and a trial version would roll out first quarter 2022. At this current price, that was $44.20. At the current price, market cap 1.4-ish billion. Yeah, 321 million from Wednesday, guys. So yeah, Q1 2022. Watch out for truth.
There we go. So we get a timeline for it as well. It's real, man.
I mean,
look, it's happening. That's what I should say.
I mean, there's no doubt that this, you know, the truth is going to be, whether or not it's the truth or not, is going to be coming out. And, you know, they're not going to be able to, the good thing about it is, you know, now you're talking about freedom of speech, and we're not going to get public or anything here, but, you know, he was banned from the major social media. So the next step would be to do this. So let's see. I mean, I think it's a bold move. I think it's good. And we'll just wait to see what happens now. But this name just, wow. I'm excited for tomorrow, really. I'm actually excited for the aftermarket. I think there could be a lot of action here in the aftermarket. But notice down here, yeah, you guys can see this, so that's good. Yeah, don't go full screen now. All of this volume is a little died off right now, so we'll have to see what happens. I just think that this tomorrow is going to be a wild, wild ride. There's really no levels here to work off of. Let's just see what happens, but I think this goes tomorrow again.
There's
so
one.
What, the 40?
Well, there's two. There's 40 and there's the high of the day.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if
that's all you got.
I just don't expect us to be in this range tomorrow. Like, I think we could crack 40, and then we may rest our head like around here, 28 or so tomorrow, and then we'll hammer that long again. Well, whatever. I'm not going to talk about levels until we actually see them tomorrow, but I'm excited for this name, man. I think this is going to be great. I really think that Make SPACs Great Again is happening. So here we go, man. This and Funware, two names that could be on the radar for a while.
Yeah, so I mean, crazy. This SGAM as well, which I think Brennan brought to our attention, another crazy runner. It's a little bit late in the day, at least in my opinion. Everyone's going to trade your own style or whatever you're comfortable with, but we're getting a little bit late in the day to start adding new things to the bucket or try to get too active. But yeah, is SGAM going to be on the radar tomorrow? 1,000,000% it's going to be. Like a late day move like this, holding up, not really, I mean, it's trying to pull back here, but you know, when you talk about 35% return and holding the highs, and we'll see what happens in the aftermarket, but a decent chance it could also make a run. I think that I just want to watch DWAC off this 40 level if it does manage to hold it. And like I said, I might have said it in the chat. I just took Tesla at 93, so I'm not going to be green on Tesla. I'm down on Tesla. You guys will know. There's no way I was going to get positive without it retracing all the way back to at least like the mid 70s, maybe 880s or so, which is just not in the cards today. Obviously a bullish name, good for Tesla long holders, which I don't often trade my book. I pretty much try never to. And today was one of those where it's like mixed result, right? Because I'm so happy that it was so bullish, the stock, but I really did think it was going to reject that 880, let alone see that 900 level. I still have this LVS, like I think you do, Sean, but imbalances are coming out in a minute. It's been a bit of a mover, reported. I might just take it off, not even wanting to hold through this, and then be able to watch DWAC and some fun.
I didn't even know you had LVS, to be honest with you. This is how busy this has been.
It's just...
let's talk about, so tonight we have, let's say it's -1.5. So it's Denver. I was just looking here at some betting odds here because I want to talk about it.
Football. I
It's
forgot all
Denver. Does this mean Denver
Do we want
at
this for
Cleveland?
suicide? Who are they playing?
No, it's only 1 point. So I believe that there's going to be no, there is no, I have to see about Nick Chubb. So I know there's going to be no Kareem Hunt, but there may also be no Baker. So I'm going to be on Denver tonight
Bridgewater
with the
playing?
plus. I assume so.
Isn't he hurt?
Okay, so more work need to be done here, but I thought he was playing, so we'll see. But anyways, if Bridgewater goes, I'm on Denver plus the points here, +1.5. So let's see what happens tonight with Denver against Cleveland.
Case Keenum
is playing, right? So we'll see.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that is a big problem. So
Sorry, Case Keenum.
We'll wait to see on that one. This is why I am going to be on the Denver Broncos. So go Broncos. Shout out to anybody in Colorado as well. So yeah, we'll wait to see what happens, but I'm going to be on the Broncos tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people out. Yeah, both running backs, Baker's out as well. So yeah, that's not a good look for them, but not good. There's nothing to play in the suicide pool, obviously, which is what I'm concerned about here, because we've made it pretty deep and doing pretty well. Once again, hey man, they found a bid in front of 40, not even getting to 40, so 41 just now. It turned around back up to this 43 level on DWAC, which, you know, it's got my attention a little bit here. Like I said, a bit of a tight stop on Coinbase. I guess I could have fought that one a little bit more. Maybe it holds 300 and runs. You never really know. I just want to point this one out because it's something that we talked about maybe this morning in yesterday's action. And then DWAC happened, and there's maybe not much of an excuse to not have shorted HX today, right? Like there wouldn't have been a better short trade in the entire market than this. But you know, there's only a limit to what you can look at. There's a limit to what you can trade. We only have so much bandwidth as human beings, and HX it just got missed today. But that's about as simple as it gets for a parabolic mover that comes back in. And when it comes back in, it just never stops going down, and that's what happened today on HX. It's just a little bit of a warning. This is what can happen when something starts to wind back down.
Yeah, warning shots fired. Okay, so LVS starting to come to the downside. So here we go. Sorry about that team project and everybody that wanted to. How do you plan and execute momentum trades like fun? Okay, Samuel, I mean, if you just want to rewind a little bit, I'm not going to go over that, but we are back every single day live. Tomorrow, 8:30. We talk all the time about our trades. And so, you know, we do analyze those kind of moves all the time. So Neil just went in depth about DWAC earlier, and so did I. And then we talked about fun. So we'll talk about that. But okay, right now, this is the sell side. KRG is here. RPI is here as a bid. I think there's some deletions happening there. It's just an index change or one of these stocks coming out. GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, KMI is there as well. Kinder Morgan. So I don't know, that's been beat down. One of my favorite names that I need to be buying up very, very soon. Visa on any dips is a name that I want. Apple's also a bid there. Apple got not crushed, but rocked a little bit there on the Google news that they're stopping the payments, or not stopping, but lessening the payments on the App Store. But Google's like, hold my beer on that one. I don't give two craps about that. Right back up to the upside. I'm loving Apple, man. I mean, I just love big tech, obviously, if you can't tell. What's up, Brendo?
I didn't even realize that got all the way back to highs on the day. Speaking of the close, here's what's coming up after said close and before the open tomorrow.
It's not. Oh, there we go. We were just talking about it. Mattel just made a deal, I think, or was it Hasbro? Somebody just made a deal with WWE. I saw that come across the wire there. Oh, Honeywell. So a big industrial.
Oh, yeah.
A big industrial that I'm not involved with. That might be one there as well. Then, I just talked about AXP and how we did like that name. So, yeah, more to come, guys.
Yeah, Snapchat's an interesting one because it's been quite a choppy trade, and you definitely have a higher low resistance or lower high resistance at $80, which could be a bit of trouble. I mean, at the end of the day, like Snapchat has had a lot of trouble breaking back towards these highs. So in the back of my mind, I think we're testing that 70 even, the 200 period. I don't think is going to be in play, but I think that's the place where I would wait on a negative print to be buying into this name. I do own Snapchat shares. If I was to add, that would be down there. Just to cover like a few things here with about 5 or 6 minutes to go. I just want to show you fun is. I'm gonna only say fun because it's fun to do that. So fun, not funware. Load. Thank you. It has come back in rather sharply, and someone might say, well, why wouldn't you just hold a short all the way to 150? Like almost every single time, if I'm making a play just based on the momentum, like there's no level at 185. Like if I have a double confirmation, like if the same move had happened and was stalling at $1.75 where you had a double top on the daily chart, then yeah, like that's a dig in and hold into it and right back into whatever the resistance was, because there's just an extra level of confidence in it here. If you're just playing the tape, if I'm just playing the tape in the momentum, then I'm just seeing the rejection at 185, all the crazy chop, and the bid not being able to hold up. Like it's just going crazy in about 30 seconds or so, and the bid is not following it up. And I'm just looking to get in and out very quickly, and then it just started to stall at 170. You can kind of see here it checked up. There's a green candle in there, and then it flushed again. Well, coin flip, it could have easily caught a bid and gone right back to 185 in my opinion. Like to me, that I'm just a pure momentum, get in and out in the next minute or two, and then just take the easy win as opposed to trying to hit the home run. If a home run happens, it happens. That's fine. Singles and doubles are okay too. Last time I checked, Ichiro was in the Hall of Fame along with Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs and Rod Carew. And I could go on for days naming baseball players that hit singles, but anyways, I won't do that.
Yeah, a lot of players hit some singles, that's for sure. But LVS right now, we just got out at 38.79 or 78 right there, whatever it was. We just took that bid as there's not much happening on the imbalances right now. So we took that out. I want to give a big shout out here to Damian Stevens. Thank you so much. Bang. Yeah, you're going to get a bang for this one for sure. Maybe that didn't come across properly, but bang, there it is for you there. Thank you so much, Damian Stevens, for that. It's been a fantastic day for us as well. We're green again. No red days for me, September or October, and it's going to continue to make that money, hopefully for you guys, not for you, but hopefully for all of us as we go. But thank you so much. At 5 billion snaps a day, and with the Facebook goals of today, Snap is. I agree. I agree with Snapchat. I was actually channel checking with my 19-year-old. They use Snapchat a lot, so Hey, Jude, great call there. I think that's a good call for Snapchat. I do want to get money into Snapchat. They are reporting. I'm not in it, so that's a no-fly for me with report coming. So I'm going to wait to see what happens on Snapchat. This consolidation, you could see a monster blow. I called this Snapchat, by the way. If you guys were here last earnings, I actually called this because we were at these lows, and I said, you watch, Snapchat's going to beat, and bang, right to the upside there. It started to come off, and then boom. I think we got like a 15% or something. That was a big day for us. We got a lot of super chats that day because a lot of people took Snapchat. I think the same thing could happen for Snapchat here. I just kind of wish it was down here a little bit more and force people that are short to cover. So I don't know. It's kind of in no man's land right here. So Snapchat, I love it. I think it beats tomorrow. We'll see, or tonight. We'll see what does happen there. And then fun, yes sir, man. It's hot dog firing time one more time here for fun. So yeah, we hit home run, grand slam, everything right there, but there was a bunch of singles in there as well. So up to 165 right now. That's a 15-cent win on the last 10%. Each one of these is 10%, or not, about 10% up. I'm up more than that, I believe. But anyways, right up to 190. Now we'll hold one last piece to get out, and that is PHUN, almost said fun there, but a nice move to the upside. Let's just get this out. I think this runs. Oh, someone else mentioned to us, we have to be flat at the end of the day, and yes, we do. So yep. All the talk that I still think this runs at the end of the day, so I might not be flat on that one. So we'll wait to see what we do, but I still think this runs in the aftermarket. Let's maybe see if it does.
Yeah, we'll see definitely see what happens. I mean, I want to also watch like DWAC. A couple of minutes to go here, guys, obviously. I definitely want to see what happens. Mitchell Williams, thank you very much. Took a gift horse on DWAC at 44. There you go. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like you can learn from price action. You can learn from some of the trades that we make, like why we take something, why we don't, why any trader does or doesn't, or takes a hit here, or just even takes a win. It's just everyone's here to try to get better. That's the name of the game, and have a lot of fun doing it. To be quite honest with you, like I can't remember the last time that I was probably like this engaged in an individual stock, and it was just that much. I guess not just excitement, but that many executions, and some moments are just like, what the actual heck just happened? Like, I couldn't even believe what I was seeing a few times on the stock. So I've been doing this a long time, and it's pretty cool when you can even have your mind blown watching something unfold live, which we're just happy to bring to you every single day. Lots of earnings to get to, which should be a lot of fun for tomorrow. Like, we're going to end off this week, and it's going to be like, how is this weekend when it was so good? I think Miss B is going to be on.
I say that every week. I can't believe that we're able to sit down here.
Was that Rob?
And make this cut. No, that was not me. Rob likes the hot dogs to the face there. So that was a good one there, Rob. Thank you so much. As we come.
Was that Maggie? Good for you, Maggie.
Whatever. I mean, my comment still remains the same there. But thank you, Maggie, for that. Oh, we only have 30 seconds, Miss V. Get over there. Maybe Miss V and Trader Brad could ring the bell. That'd be kind of. Oh no, Trader Brad's doing something. So we'll wait.
It's just spiked to 45. It's still going.
Oh no, yeah, still going. Foonware still going. Only 20 seconds left there. There you go. Miss V stretching. We like that one. As it comes back down to the downside. Here we go. I don't know if is it date night, Miss V tonight? You're looking awfully fancy there. Here we go. With only 5 seconds to go. Maybe Trader Brad gets a date finally. 3, 2,
nope.
and 1. Let's go. Thank you, Miss V. So here we go, man. I'm still in that PHUN. Let's see if we get an aftermarket spike here. I'm in a small piece, so we'll see if it goes. If not, I will have to get out of that, obviously, very, very soon. So Brad's on the bus. That's a good one. Brendo, how did we finish up today, buddy?
Not a bad day, guys. Overall, pretty good bounce back right across the board. We'll have a look at just the Dow, really, was the only negative market here as far as the U.S. is concerned. 0.12 to the downside. Yeah, record highs for the S&P and NASDAQ, not quite back to all-time highs, but nice day. 0.6%, bit of a pullback for cryptos as we were speaking of, guys. But I mean, 4% after what's happened over the past couple of days for Bitcoin, we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, given the way the day started, for Bitcoin to be 4%, Ethereum
I think pullbacks are. I mean, I think pullbacks are healthy.
And it did feel this morning like it might have been a little bit deeper, and then that just didn't happen. We caught some bids here. By the way, I mean, up to 47 on that last move, so that bounced at 41 all the way to 47 here in the aftermarket. This is obviously not done at this particular point. Like, what a chart, right? Like, that's an insane chart. You won't see much like it.
Yeah, we just got out there at 59 or whatever on fun there as it is starting to go. I don't know if it's going to go or not, but that was fine. I mean, we didn't get out at the close. That would have been 50. So we capitalized on that and get 9 more cents by holding and making that call that we were going to run in the aftermarket. Remember, I also said that this may run in the aftermarket. Well, there it is right there. 41 close up to 46. So you get that extra 10% right there just off the close. So there it is. I still think this breaks 50 coming up very, very soon. I'm going to be pretty mad if this goes upside. But anyways, a fantastic day. Thank you so much to Rob, who really, we were in early today, and Rob was by himself today running the board. So thank you so much to Rob for that. And Maggie's right there beside everyone doing Omen's work today. So thank you so much for that. Thank you to Ms. V and to Pratt. I mean, how good are those memes and mover shows? Thank you so much, guys, for supporting that. And let's throw them up. Thank you, Pradley, and thank you, Ms. V there. You guys are going to make a cute couple. And also, I did want to say thank you to Brendan. I'm just doing this so Valeria gets really mad at me, and then we can have like a fight, right? So, but that's part of the fun that's had on Memes and Movers, right? So join every single day, and we have some fun like that. So
Brad tries.
Yeah, exactly. He tries, and that's all that matters. So thank you so much, guys, and thank you, Brendan. Any plans tonight, Brendan? I'll be watching the football game and ordering some Uber Eats, maybe.
It was a what time did we get here tonight? 11 hours. I think.
Yeah.
11-hour day. So it's been a long day. I actually don't, guys, have any plans.
Okay, well, I'm not. You guys aren't going anywhere right now because
I was just reminding Sean about the pumpkin.
Yeah,
you guys didn't see the pumpkin.
I got to show the pumpkin thing here because those of you that maybe did not see this, hit me up on Twitter. But here we go. Look, watch this. So here we go. This is what I'm talking about. So this is my house there, and you can see that we're putting up. There's apparently really good music to this, so I'll put the link in the chat. But here we go. This is the pumpkin cheesecake. It's National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day, and there we go. She made all this is from scratch. The caramel sauce, the whipped cream, and everything. So there we go. We'll put this link up in there, please, if you want. Apparently, there's some really cool music on this as well. So there it is. Thank you so much for that, and I'll be letting you know how said pumpkin cheesecake tastes. There's the link there. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. We're already way past time. The trade of the day is none other than DWAC. So we will see everybody tomorrow. Should be a good one. Ciao.